Okay, morning everyone. How you doing? I hope you got a chance to watch the AJ fight last night. It's Sunday morning. Spring has sprung here in New York City. It's a beautiful day. Let's talk about this AJ fight. I'm not as down in the dumps. I know there's a lot of fans that are like really disappointed with his performance and baffled and expected him to just knock out Franklin in 4 rounds and 5 rounds. I wasn't one of those people, right? I definitely watched a lot of videos and I definitely was like thinking to myself, have I got this one wrong? I'm like really like, but I stuck to my guns because I was like, I don't think they're going to get rid of this guy. I did expect, you could say, well, AJ should have really put on the gas harder. Fair enough. But he stuck to a game plan, okay? He was, yes, he was very cautious, and yes, he very tentative, and yes, you know, he looked a bit nervous and edgy, but like Jermaine Franklin is a superb, very good counterpuncher, and that was obviously a big understanding from the AJ team in camp, and they didn't want him to get countered, and he really, I expected him to get countered more. He did get countered, but he kept it to a minimum. He was using his size and his advantages well, I thought, you know. And look, at the end of the day, he just outboxed. We'll see how good Franklin is down the line. This win might get better over time. Let's not forget that. But AJ, you know, kept it cautious. He was landing that straight right, which was a beautiful shot, and he was winning the rounds fairly clearly. I thought Franklin, I picked AJ to win on points. I thought it'd be a bit closer, but I had him winning an MD or a UD. And because I was just like, I don't think they're just gonna, you know, that like black American fighters from the Midwest especially are very cute with parrying, slipping, rolling, moving, you know, like it's like hard to pin somebody down like that. I don't know what they have in the water up there, but I'm like fascinated by it, because that's why I was like blown away by Spencer Fearon, who even still stood by his remarks how he's saying AJ should retire. And I'm like, what are you talking about? This is a very skilled fighter with incredible ability to, you know, roll and slip. And yeah, he was getting nailed, but he also had a chin. And I said this, is like he's got a lot of heart and he's got amazing chin. And when you have skills and you can slip and slide a lot of punches and you have a chin and you're tough, please explain to me how you're just supposed to blast this guy out. I'm waiting, Spencer. No, I'm just kidding. But at the end of the day, AJ could have done more. I get that, especially early. Later on, you know, he certainly got a bit more aggressive, and the fight got a little bit closer on the inside. I mentioned it would be a little bit like the Povetkin fight, and I think it was in stages. And there was like a lot of uppercuts we were getting exchanged. AJ was landing the uppercut a lot later on. He was landing the right hand, and he was using his jab quite well. I didn't mind the performance. I'll be honest with you. I think it's a long road back for him. He stuck to a game plan. He didn't completely gas out like he normally does. He was calm. Like I said, they understood who they had in front of him in terms of the ability, of the counter-punching ability, the size they had, the reach they had. He was using his power shots. And he's just coming off of 2 losses. Yeah? And he's just coming off of a mental breakdown. He's just coming off of everybody talking about it. And he's just started with a new trainer. I mean, this is kind of what I expected to a degree. Really, I didn't expect him to be so cagey, but give him a bit of time. You know, it's like AJ's computer was like freezes. You know, I always compare fighters sometimes to computers and how fast their processing ability is, and you know, his computer needed to go to a computer shop to get it fixed, and it just needs to get, you know, up and running again before it's, you know, full swing. But I think, look, you could talk about the matchmaking, like why would they put AJ in with somebody as crafty as that, and you know, like obviously coming off the back of someone that is very hard to look good against, let alone beat Usyk. Franklin's hard to look good against because of the slippery moves he has, because of his chin, because of his toughness. You know, so you could ask that, like, if you wanted that AJ knockout, bring somebody else in, because I think they were just going off the back of his name, if you will, against Dillian Whyte putting a good performance, and it was like fresh in the memory. So they're like, okay, let's use that, because looking at the heavyweight landscape, I mean, I'm sure there are some names that I can't think of, but I mean, just bring in a complete nobody, have AJ knock him out. Maybe it is a risky move because it was a bit of a dead atmosphere because of, I think, the expectation going in that people were just thinking AJ, nobody really gave Franklin a chance to get past 6 rounds. And that's why I think the expectations hindered the crowd, you know, or it didn't help it at all. And I think people were just like really not expecting that performance. And I think at the end of the day, AJ, you know, he kept it sensible, he kept it conservative, he used his height, he used his strength. And Franklin was having a little bit of an issue getting his. I thought he was going to land that overhand right a bit more, but he was having an issue with AJ's height, I think, and just size and power in general. But ultimately, AJ got the win, all right, decisive win. I mean, you could give maybe Franklin maybe 3 rounds, possibly. I think Tony Bellew had it as a shutout. I mean, I don't know about that, but it was a clear, decisive win. All right, it's like if you're a team, right? If you're a Premier League football team and you're like 6 games without a win, right? Or 6 games in a row where you've lost. The next game you take a draw. All right, if all your troops are all down and you've just lost 6 in a row, I know it's not the most clearest analogy, but you lost 6 in a row and you're playing a team that's, you know, you should probably beat, but you take a draw. All right, you get a point and you didn't lose, and you build and you start to build that foundation of confidence, which is what AJ needs. And it's just going to take time. In terms of like, well, Derek James, you know, like you can see some. I think he's got him to just use his strengths and just box his way through a fight conservatively and sensibly to a degree. His corner instructions were hilarious. He was just like, just do this, bap, 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 just do reeling off like 6 punch combinations. But nah, he was understanding that AJ was going straight back, and he told him that as well, because Franklin was jabbing. But I didn't hear everything Derek James said, but there's definitely a better cohesion there, and they're thinking of long term. It's a long road back, and he said, come back to me in like 2 or 3 fights. And I think we should do that. And I think we should also give room to see how good Franklin is, because he's going to be used as, you know, another opponent in the heavyweight mix-up. He absolutely will, I think. And he should be. But in terms of what AJ does next, well, look, he's not ready for Tyson Fury. I think we can agree on that. I think that obviously the Dillian Whyte fight is there, and I think they're going to have an issue with getting the stadium full next time, right? Because that wasn't a full stadium, not anywhere near. So I could see him battering Whyte, to be honest with you. I really can. I think he can get rid of Dillian Whyte in the mid rounds. I think they'll be cautious still. But if he catches Dillian Whyte with some of those straight right hands and uppercuts he caught Franklin with, I can't see Dillian Whyte getting past those shots. And then that gets the knockout, that gets the more confidence, that gets the fans, all this stuff. You know, it's a process, as Derek James was saying. So it is going to be interesting. You know, I still got faith in AJ. I really do. Tricky opponent to look good against. Tricky opponent to knock out. I'm glad I stuck to my guns on that one. And, you know, even like my brother Chris Andre, who's, you know, the best analyst in the UK for sure, he picked AJ to win like 6-9 or something like that. And I was really thinking to myself, man, am I gonna just change? But no, I was like, I don't think they're gonna get rid of this guy. But nonetheless, I hope you guys got a chance to enjoy the fight, and let me know your thoughts in the comments section. Where do you think AJ goes now? I don't think he should stay anywhere near from Wilder or Fury or I think Whyte's a dangerous fight, but I think it's a necessary one for me to get more eyes on it. It'll be a good build up, and AJ will probably get the knockout, and then we'll see the real tide turning from his confidence, I think. But look, that's it from me. I will see you in a few days. I hope you have a nice weekend and a lovely week, whatever you do. All right, take care, man.